Hi there, this is mdragon6580, and it's time to finish off my commentary for my 81 PC run. So let's get started. I've loaded up the replay, and we're taking it right where we left off last time. So now we are on first PC, and we can make the legs first PC with OLZI at the bottom left, so that's what we do. Okay, and now we see this queue. It's a little tricky because there's no L or J in the new bag, but fortunately we have the ZSI in the new bag with the Z early, so we can use the ZSI to clear. To do so, we put the J this way, and then the S perching on the J, so the S perches on the edge of the J and the T goes there, so it clears the second line, and then the ZSI can fill the rest. So yeah, there we go. So now this is second PC with JOLT, so jolt second, and I'm not too familiar with this second PC. I know a few Cubases for it. For example, the CSO and the CSI and the C Jeremy. So if I see a stair piece, I can usually use a Cubase to save T. But here I don't see any stair pieces at all in the new bag. Fortunately, I can take a 2-line to escape to T replace LJ6. So that's what I do. I just take this 2-line here. Maybe I'll slow it down a bit. Well, this should be easy. So okay, so now I'll slow it down to 2 times speed. Okay, so this is T replace LJ6, and I think I'm not sure what the correct setup is here, so I just did some kind of PCO. So I did the PCO on the right, I think. In the actual game, I did a PCO on the right with T in the corner, and then S on top, and O 1 square away from the wall. Yeah, I was just deciding which setup to use. So before I commit any more T's to the board, I just put 4 pieces on the board so I can see my entire queue, like this. And there we go. So yeah, so I was just fumbling around for a bit here. I didn't see the solve immediately, but I was looking for a solve with just 2 T's and I didn't find one, so I thought, I think I have to use 3 T's in this solution. So the only way to use 3 T's is to make a midline clear, which fixes my checkerboard parity. So the only way to do a midline clear which correctly changes my checkerboard parity is to do this T-skim here by rotating this T 180 degrees and then dropping it right here to clear the second line. So that has 3 empty squares below it, so that's the correct checkerboard parity. So then I found the solution with this T-skim. So yeah, the other T goes here, and then L goes here, and then the SZ reduction goes there. So that was a nice one. So now we're on OIJ 7th, so that's pretty nice 7th. There's no 2-line for me, so I just use the normal 7th. O in the corner, then I and L next to the O. So here I see that once I put the other O here, I can clear the bottom line with the I straight away, so that guarantees the solve. There you go, pretty nice. So here I probably went for the LISO hill at the bottom left. LISO hill. There you go. So now I see the Sij in the new bag, so I can clear with the Sij by putting this J right here on top of the I, and then the Z here, and the T on top to clear the second line. Then the Sij can fill the rest. So there we go, and the Sij, so the J goes there, the S goes on top, and the I goes there. With this particular formation, the S, I, and J can come in any order at all, So if J comes first, you can see that there's no problem. If S comes first, yeah, there's no problem as well. What if I comes first and then J comes? That's still okay because we have the 180-degree rotation. So I goes here, and then the J can be dropped this way, then you rotate it 180 degrees this way, and then finally rotate it in there. So yeah, whatever the order of the Sij, we can always clear it in this formation. So I just go there. Okay, so this is LZOT seconds, so I make my usual LZ here and O there, like this, and there doesn't seem to be a saved T cell, so I just saved I here, T there, and T there. Yep, standard save I solve, and here I can make the LISO hill. I think that guarantees 100%, so I just make the LISO hill on the bottom left. Oh, I did not. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, obviously it's been a while since this run, so I've forgotten exactly what I did. I think the correct play was LISO hill at the bottom left, but I made this vertical I plus a 2-piece cliff instead. Well, it's also a pretty flexible formation, and I do see another O, so this now becomes a sort of a brain-dead queue. I cannot box with the L. If I box with the L, I only have one T, so there's no box solve if I do not get an LJ. So the boxing is extremely risky and extremely dangerous, and it's asking for trouble. So what I want to do now is to just use a sort of brain-dead queue. So if I stack the O's here, Butter Tower O right at the very left, and then the Z, and then the L to clear the brain-dead way, then I can see that the 3-piece brain-dead space can be filled by I, T, and S. So yeah, this is a normal brain-dead queue. So that I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Yeah. There we go. So it took me a while to find it, but I eventually found it. There we go. Alrighty, so now we're on fourth. So this is a normal box whole T fourth. So I make my 4x4 box like this. I already have a clearance here, by the way. So if I box here and then I do S and T and then I and then the T, Z, L can fill the rest. So I already have a clearance here. But now there's a better clearance because the clearance I just mentioned goes into JO fifth. But IO fifth is better than JO fifth, so I want to go into IO fifth if possible. Hummus recently proved that IO fifth is 100%. So I want to go into IO fifth, and I do have a way to do that. So what I do is I put the T right at the bottom right with the S next to it and the Z on top. Then I can put the L here to complete the anti-PCO, and then this anti-PCO can be filled by the other T and J. So there we go. And then like this, yeah, there we go. So now I'm on IO fifth, and I have the L next, so I make the IOL 3P setup. And I see the unnatural stare, I call this the unnatural stare, because this 2-piece shoe formation on the right, this S can be can fit on top of the shoe very naturally in its unrotated form. So this, I call this the natural stair for this shoe, whereas this Z is the unnatural stair because if it's not rotated, it fits very awkwardly on top of the shoe. So why do I call these? Why do I use these terms? Well, it's because the way I remember things, I remember them best with sound. So I am an auditory learner. So um, one of the ways which I remember things is to what happens if I see this in the queue? What happens if I see that in the queue? So now I have I O L fifth and I see the unnatural stair in the queue. So yeah, that's just my way of remembering it. So anyway, with the unnatural stair in the queue, you have a guaranteed clearance with everything now into no Z sixth and whatever the order of pieces, there's actually just one minimal. It's a one minimal solve. You stack the O's on the left, butter tower. You put ZT here to make an anti-PCO. And then you put I and J like this to clear the second line. There, and I and J. And then the rest can be, the final SZ should remind you of a PCO solve. Okay, so now we're on no Z6, and yeah, I already see the other O in the new bag, so I can do butter tower O plus a 4x4 or a 6x4. That's equivalent as well. I think I made it the 6x4 way by putting the O here and then L there. Yeah, I made it 4x4. Yeah, I made it the 4x4 plus butter tower way. So anyway, I get the 6x4 on the board, and then I see that I have a TZSJ 4x4, which fills the empty space. So that's what I do. So now I have LTI 7th, and I just use my favorite setup for LTI 7th, this flat I plus broken tub. Yeah, so that's LTI 7th, and now I'm back on first PC and I can do jaws, so I just do jaws. There we go. And now I see so my 4 pieces in the new bag are JOLS. I prefer to clear with well, okay, wait, first of all, let's just look at all the 3 solutions which I see are possible here. So I can clear with OLS in the new bag. So to do that, I do the jigsaw skim, O here and then J there. And then T completes the box, so the T pointing to the left. So then the rest can be filled with O. No, actually I don't have the correct order. Yeah, the S is too late. So I actually can't do OLS here. Yeah, okay, so ignore that, sorry. Yeah, the S has to be earlier than the L for that solution to work. So there's actually, there were 2 solutions which I considered because these 2 solutions are go into seconds, which I know how to do 100% save OT. So I know how to do 100% save OT with ITZS second. So if I clear with JOL in the new bag, I'll go into ITZS second. But that only saves T if I see an O in the new bag. So that save T chance is lower compared to if I do JO and S. If I clear with JO and S, then I go into TI plus Jeremy second. So I think TI plus Jeremy second gives a higher chance of safety compared to TISZ second. So that's what I went for, TI plus Jeremy second. So yeah, to do that, you do butter tower O, then you do J like this, so the S can complete the box. And then TJ will complete the other 2x4. There we go, T, yep, like this. So now I have TI plus Jeremy second, and I like to do this setup. So this BP setup is 100% save O or T. Actually, it's probably 100% save O. Like if you really wanted to save O, you could always save O with this formation. But of course, I prefer to save T if possible, but I don't see a save DQ here, so I just save O. Yeah, you can do it however you like. Put the T there, then a T and a stair on top, and then the two hooks and one stair piece to complete the 3x4. Yeah, many ways to save O here. So I chose this way. So now I'm on O third. And I think I just aim for a brain dead. So I think I probably put the O here and then I on the wall and then the L like this. I think that's what I did. There we go, yeah. So I see IL, which is not very nice. I think I still just go ahead with the brain dead and hope for the best. So yeah, so now I see the brain dead. I can clear using brain dead with JL in the new bag. So that will give a dragon fourth. So that's what I did. So now I'm on dragon fourth. I can only make the dragon one way, so I have to put the I on the left because the Z is first. So that's what I did, dragon fourth. I think I remember Holifier. Holifier has a Korean website, and he mentioned that if possible, you make the 3P and look. If you're on Dragon Force, I think it's better if you have the choice, make the 3P with I and 2 stairs, and then look for a solve. But here I have the butter tower O, so it's probably okay to drop the O straight away. But yeah, looking for a solve with 3P is good practice. I think I was looking there as well, and I think I actually tunnel vision for a bit and did not see the solve because for some reason I was looking at S and then T on top, and then for some reason I only saw I and L, and I completely just disregarded this O. But of course, this O should go here, and then S, and then T, and then L, and then JT is there. So yeah, it took me a while to find this solve for some reason. But yeah, I eventually found it. Yeah, there we go. So now I'm on IS fifth again, and I can make the shoe plus I. So I just make the shoe plus I. I'm pretty sure this is 100%. Yeah, so here I do not see any other L or J, so I cannot box this JS here. But the nice thing about this shoe is that I can also put a T on top here and the S there to convert this to a PCO. So if I use TS with a PCO, then I can solve the PCO with IOO and J. So that's what I did. So I saved S and went into no 06. So this is no 06, and I can do the 100% shoe plus I. So I do that. Yep. So you have to make the shoe plus I in the other direction on no 06 to guarantee 100%. So that's what I did. So after you make the shoe plus I, you can see LI completes the 6x4 box, and then TOLT is another 4x4 box. So yeah, there's a clearance right now. And that's the actual clearance I used. So now I'm on JSZ 7th, and I see the J and O in the new bag. So if I see O and same hook, so just when I see O and same hook, then I make the 6x4 grace box with two same hooks. So yeah, make the 6x4 box with two same hooks. So the Z goes here, and then the J goes there, and the S goes there, and the other J goes there. One thing to remember about this setup with two same hooks is that if depending on the Q base you learn for your JSZ7th, you might need to be careful about how you make this box, because for your first three pieces you put Z here and S there, but your J can be either your initial J can be both there or there. So depending on the Q base you use, sometimes if you're using a really minimal strict Q base set, you have to be careful about how you make this 6x4 box. But here my two J's come early, so it doesn't matter at all how the order in which I make this 6x4 box. So yeah, I just make it. And as long as I have both J's and the O in this box, then the STLZ 4x4 will take care of itself on the right. Doesn't matter whether the I comes early or late. So yeah, there we go. So that was JZS7th, and now we're back to first PC. So here there's a SHU plus IQ, so that's what a SHU plus OQ. Make the SHU on the left with the O at the right. So I'm pretty sure that's what I did. There we go. So here I didn't recognize the solve at 3P. Fortunately for the 4P, the Z came. So this is you box with LZ here, and then you box with the other O here, and then the 3x4 is filled by I, T, and J. So it's a save as solve. And we only have one T in this field, so it goes into a good second. Yeah, just making sure I get it right, because I'm already at my new personal best. So prior to this run, my personal best was at 65. So I've already broken that previous personal best of 65. So I'm just being extra careful that I do not misdraw. Okay, so now I see the T and the S in the new bag. So if I do hard PCO with this second, if I do hard PCO by placing the PCO on the left, then I can slot the T and the S under the PCO to guarantee a save O solve. So that's what I did. There we go. So now this is a O third, so I can start a 4-piece brain dead, so that's what I do. 4-piece brain dead, and there we go. So I see I can clear with both ZI or ZJ in the new bag, so this is quite an ideal view. So I just complete the brain dead. So here, since the other stair piece came early, then no ZI fourth will be 100%. So I think that's what I did. Yeah, there we go. So no ZI fourth. Make the Jeremy and yeah. If I can drop the O next, I would drop the O here so that I can both complete the box this way or put the L this way so that I can make a 5x4, but I don't have the O next, so I should just box here. Yeah, there we go. So now I have 3 pieces on the board, so I can look for a solve now if I want. Because I don't see the other O, so at this point I'm a bit hesitant to drop the lone O on the board when I do not see the other O, because that situation can be a bit tricky to solve. So I look for a solution right here at 3 pieces, and I see it. So I see that LOJ can be a 3x4 box, and then TTIS TTIS is another 4x4 box. So I should just drop the T vertically at the bottom right and then stack LOJ 3x4 and then complete the 4x4. So that's what I did. Yeah, so now I'm on OZ fifth, and I don't have any brain deads here. So what I did was I made legs at the bottom left. I'm actually not sure if legs is the correct setup for OJ, for OZ fifth, but legs is usually good. In fact, it's almost always good when you see legs and you make legs. So yeah, I just made legs and then looked for a solve. And now this was a very memorable moment in this run for me because I wanted to box a heart somehow. So either ZJ heart or J and then O. So either a JO heart or a ZJ heart here. So I was looking at the ZJ heart, but if I did the ZJ heart, I there's no clearance with the other 5 pieces. TTOI is a box, but I don't have the T early, so I can't do TTOI. TTIS is also a box, but again I don't have the T early, so I can't do TTIS 4x4. So then I was looking, okay, if I can't do ZJ hard, maybe I'll do OJ hard instead. If I do OJ hard, the O has to come in. The O comes first. And after OJ hard, can I do TTIS box? No. Can I do TTIZ box? No. Can I do TTSZ box? No. Can I do SZT box? Can I? Yeah. All of those boxes require this T to be somewhat earlier than it is. That's the problem. So I was fumbling around and not knowing what to do. And I just left the Z here because, better to commit a Z than a T. So then, yeah. At this point, there's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces on the board. So I can't use this piece. This is not a piece I can use on this field. So, yeah, I did not see the solve. Even here, I did not see the solve, and I held because I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what. So then I saw the solve. Finally, I saw that I could place T there as J, I, and T. Yeah, so that I used both the J and the I in the new bag, and I did not use the O in the old bag. So I went into a no T6, but it wasn't a normal no T6. It was actually a O replaced TI6. So I used up the T and I, but I have a duplicate O. So it's a O replaced TI6. So this suffers from the same problem as a normal no T6, in that you really need to take care that you either have the T in the new bag come early, or you make sure that you use an even number of LJ. Yeah, I really needed an even number of LJs, or I really needed the T in the new bag to come early. And because this is a duplicate O6, I might get 3 O's on this field. So 2 O's will be fine. If only 2 O's come, I just use 2 O's as a butter tower. But if I have 3 O's, then there's a lone O in the field, and I have to take care of the lone O. So with all those considerations in mind, I felt that the best setup to go for first was the Jeremy. So to put the L at the bottom right corner and rotate the Z and stack the Z on top of it. So the Jeremy is nice because, as we've seen before, if we put the O next to the Jeremy, let me drop the Jeremy on the board first. I think that's what I did, yeah. So if I put the O next to the Jeremy, then I can do the O, J, and I if the I comes. So I can do O, J, I. Then I can take care of one O here if an extra O comes. And I see that the extra O does come. So I can drop O here and then butter tower the other two O's there. And then I can do OJI here. Yeah, so I drop the O here. If I did not see the O, then this move is right. No, actually this move is still okay. Yeah. Yeah, but if I do not see the O, then I can't drop one O here and one O here. Yeah, that would be bad. But yeah, so now I have 3 pieces on the field. I can look for a solution. So butter tower O is a 2x4. Jeremy plus O, J, and I is a 5x4. So I have a 3x4 left. Can I fill the 3x4? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. STL fills a vertical 3x4. So I was really happy to see it. This L is a really nice piece to have here. So yeah, there we go. STL fills the vertical 3x4. And I survived O replaced TI6. So that was a really memorable moment in this run for me. Um, so not only did I find the clear on that fifth to go into no TIs, sorry, I found the clear on that fifth, on OZ fifth to go into O replace TI6. So I was really struggling to find that solution there. And then I went into O replace TI6 and I managed to solve that and escape from O replace TI6. So yeah, a very memorable moment in the run for me, and now I have fond memories of O replace TI6. Okay, so now back to the run. So now I'm on 7th. It is JSZ 7th once again. So now I see both IT in the queue and I unnatural stare in the queue. So this is, I call this the unnatural stare because once you make shu on the left, this is the stare which does not fit naturally in its unrotated form. Okay, so I have 2 Cubase I can use. One is the IT Cubase and the other is IS Cubase. The I unnatural stare Cubase. So I go for the IS Cubase. So that's I right at the bottom right and then the S rotated this way. You can use IT as well. In that case, you put the I first. You have to make sure you drop the I first. But this time you touch the Z with the I, and then you put the T there. But usually if you see TI, you want to put this shu the other way, so with the Z touching the wall instead, so that even if the T comes first, you will be able to spin the I in. Yeah, if you look at the Cubase for the JZS7th, you'll see all these formations I'm talking about. I'll just refer to them and I won't illustrate them any further. So I use the IS Cubase and I solve it. There we go. So now we're back to first PC and I can do draws, so I do draws. I see IJO in the new bag, I can clear with IJO in the new bag, so I do that. Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't too fast for you. Okay, so now this is top second, so I just save O on top second. This is a normal save O solve. Okay, so this is O third, and yeah, I can start a brain dead with OOZL. So I start the brain dead. This is 100%, and then I see Z and S in the new bag. So I can clear with Z and S in the new bag, or I can clear with O and S, or O and Z. So this is a really flexible key. I just make brain dead here. It's very safe. So now that I see both O and I in the new bag, I can clear with Z and S. Sometimes you have to You have to be careful when you clear with Z and S because you might not get 100% fourth PC. That occurs when you have OTI or TOI as your first three pieces in the no SZ fourth. But here I don't have TOI or OTI as my first three pieces. I will have OIJ as my first three pieces. So that's a definite 100% fourth. So even though if I go into a no OS fourth or a no OZ fourth, which is also 100%, those fourths do not give me a chance of a 2-line. Whereas if I go into no ZS fourth, I might get a O right at the beginning of the new bag, which allows me to go into T replace O8. So yeah, clearing with the Z and S here is the correct play. Right, so now we're coming to the crucial point of the run. As you know, this run is 81 PCs long, and I have 100% fourth, so I did die on 100% fourth. But yeah, so I made the 4x4, that is correct. And yeah, so I was looking for a solve at 3 pieces, which I did have, but I didn't find it. So the solve at 3 pieces was L there, and then I on top, and then T perching on the I, and then O, and then ZS to complete. Yeah, I didn't find that solve, and then I think I held here. Yeah, I held here, and once I held, I do not have that solve anymore. So yeah, but the solve I should have recognized is the one I've done so many times, which is T right here, and then T and then L. T and then L makes an anti-PCO, and then I skims on the second row, and then OZJ can clear the rest. So this save S solve. I should have really seen that solve, but yeah, it is what it is. I missed all solves and I put the T vertically here. So yeah, and the T is too late for me to have an OST clearance. Yeah, so my run ended here, and that was my 81 PC run, and I hope you learned something from the commentary of my 81 PC run. I hope I didn't go too fast, but since this is a YouTube video, you can always pause, rewind, and watch at a slower speed if it was too fast for you. So yeah, that was my current personal best, and hopefully I'll make progress, and hopefully you also continue to make progress with your PCs and continue to have fun PCing while you make progress. So that's it for me. Take care and have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.